Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Bookie Monsters. My name is PK. It is Tuesday, March the 19th, and we are here to look at the new releases that are being set into Wild this week. Every day of the week, we look at a different genre, and on Tuesdays, we look at mysteries and thrillers. Hope you are having a good day, and if you're watching it later, thank you very much. If you're watching it now, thank you very much. Let's see, quick announcements. We do have sprints tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. I do them on Tuesday and Thursday evenings and then Saturday afternoons. Tomorrow's morning show will be romance. Good morning, Elena. How are you doing? Oh, and you asked me. I am doing well. I'm a little tired. I didn't sleep very well last night. I don't know why. My brain just wouldn't shut off. I'm excited for the reading sprints tonight. Yes, indeed. Me too. I like them. I like doing them. I get a lot done. And Kim says, good morning. Good morning, Kim. Hope all is going well. Let us jump in. And I'm going to shut down the one I don't need anymore. All right. Good Half Gone, a twisty psychological thriller by Taryn Fisher. Iris Walsh saw her twin sister get kidnapped, so why does no one believe her? Iris narrowly escaped her twin sister's fate as a teen, abducted in broad daylight and long gone before she could convince the cops that there was anything to investigate. With Piper presumed a runaway and no evidence to go on but Iris's scattered memories, the case quickly goes cold. Ever since that terrible day, Iris's search for Piper has bordered on obsession, chasing leads across years and following clues that all seem to point to a single name. Iris does everything she can to get close to the only person who might know the answer to the question that still haunts her: where did Piper go? And if the police still won't help, she'll just have to find the answer herself, using her criminal psychology degree to intern at the isolated psychiatric hospital on Shoal Island, where secrets lurk in the shadows and are kept under lock and key. But Iris soon realizes that something even more sinister is simmering beneath the surface of the shoal, and that the patients aren't the only ones being observed. ... Psychiatric hospitals aren't my jam. Lockbox by Parker Adams. An army vet turned safecracker is forcibly recruited to be part of a dangerous heist. She'll need all her skills to get out alive. Nearly a decade after getting chased out of the army by fighting back against abuse, Mona Locke's skill and discretion have made her the go-to safecracker for Los Angeles clients who need vaults opened and no questions asked. When a lawyer hires her to retrieve a box from his client's mansion, it seems like an easy payday until she opens the safe and is immediately attacked by heavily armed men. Locke barely escapes and returns, that's a ironic last name, and her isolated cabin, only to find the client waiting in her home, threatening what she holds most dear, her son Evan. After being knocked unconscious, she wakes up across the country, trapped in her own personal nightmare. She and Evan will be held captive until she helps a seedy crew pull off a seemingly impossible heist. Forced to practice breaking into the most impenetrable safe ever designed, Locke bides her time and eyes her escape routes. She knows there's no way to finish the job she's been forced into, but it's either crack the lock or lose everything. Good morning, Mary. Finally made it. These early morning appointments are the pits for my viewing pleasure. Hope everyone is great and happy Tuesday. Good to see you. Kim waking up around 6:30 my time every morning lately. 4:30 your time. Blah. It is early. Easy for you to say. Yeah, see, I'm not even going to try it again. Impenetrable. Ha! The Stars Turned Inside Out by Nova Jacobs. The discovery of a suspicious death at a famous Swiss physics laboratory sparks a mystery that merges science, philosophy, and the high stakes race to unlock the fundamental nature of our universe. I'm intrigued. Deep beneath the ground outside of Geneva, where CERN's Large Hadron Collider smashes subatomic particles in breathtaking speeds, a startling discovery is made when the tunnel is down for maintenance. The body of Howard Anderby, a brilliant and recently arrived young physicist who appears to have been irradiated by the collider. Ugh, that'd be a Nicky way. But security shows no evidence of him entering the tunnel, and for all the lab's funding, its video surveillance is sorely lacking. Eager to keep the death under wraps until more is known, CERN brings in private investigator Sabine Leroux, who has her own ties to the lab's administration and more than a passing interest in particle physics. Meanwhile, Howard's colleague and budding love interest, Eve, shattered by his death, determines to reconcile what she knew of Howard with his gruesome fate, wondering if she could have done something to stop it. As Sabin digs into petty academic rivalries and personal secrets, an escalating international physics arms race heightens tensions and fuels speculation of a mole at the lab, throwing into question loyalties and revealing what sort of knowledge may be worth killing for. I'm intrigued. The Princess of Las Vegas by Chris Bogelian. The princess is fake. The murders are real. A Princess Diana impersonator and her strange sister find themselves drawn into a dangerous game of money and murder in this twisting tale of organized crime, cryptocurrency, and family secrets on the Las Vegas Strip. Chrissy Dowling has created a world that suits her perfectly. She passes her days by the pool in a private cabana. She splurges on ice cream but never gains an ounce. We hate her. And each evening she transforms into a princess, performing her musical cabaret inspired by the life of the late Diana Spencer. Some might find her strange or even delusional, an American speaking with a British accent, hair feathered into a style 30 years old, living and working in a casino that has become a dated trash heap. On top of that, Chrissy's daily diet of Adderall and Valium leaves her more than a little tipsy. Her senator boyfriend has gone back to his wife, and her entire career rests on resembling a dead woman. And yet, fans see her for the gifted chameleon she is, showering her with gifts, letters, and standing ovations night after night. But when Chrissy's sister Betsy arrives in town with a new boyfriend and a teenage daughter, and when Richie Morley, the owner of the Buckingham Palace Casino, is savagely murdered, Chrissy's carefully constructed kingdom comes crashing down all around her. But is it really a Princess Diana impersonation by singing and performing? Because Princess Diana never did that. Mm. This way. I did have it up twice. Interesting. The Mystery Writer by Sulari Gentle. Now that one sounded interesting to me and different for a change. Yeah. Kill for me, kill for you. About two ordinary women who make a dangerous pact to take revenge for each other. Crisscross. After being pushed to the brink. Hitchcock did it first. Everybody copies. One dark evening on New York City's Upper West Side, two strangers meet by chance. Over drinks, Amanda and Wendy realize they have much in common, especially loneliness and an intense desire for revenge against the men who destroyed their families. As they talk into the night, they come up with the perfect plan. If you kill for me, I'll kill for you. In another part of the city, Ruth is home alone when the beautiful brownstone she shares with her husband Scott is invaded. She's attacked by a man with piercing blue eyes who disappears into the night. Will she ever be able to feel safe again while the blue-eyed stranger is out there? Intricate, heart-racing, and from an author who is the real deal, will keep you breathless until the last page. The Number One Lawyer by James Patterson and Nancy Allen. Biloxi's best criminal defense attorney has never lost a case. Then his client's beautiful wife is murdered, and America's number one lawyer suddenly becomes its number one suspect. Stafford Lee Penny is a small town lawyer with a big time reputation for winning every case he tries. In his sharp suits and polished Oxford shoes, Penny is Biloxi, Mississippi's number one lawyer and top local celebrity. Just as Penny notches his latest courtroom victory, his wife is scandalously killed. He spirals into a legal and personal losing streak, damaging his reputation and ruining his career. That's when Penny makes a bold decision. He stops trading on his own power lawyer identity and creates a new one, lawyer lifeguard. Moonlighting at the beach, showing up to court in flip flops, mentoring a law student, the new Penny is at first unrecognizable. It's said that a lawyer who represents himself has a fool for a client, but when Penny is accused of murder, the number one lawyer will find a way to triumph. Interesting. Somehow those things aren't meshing in my brain. Has anyone seen Charlotte Salter? By Nikki French. About two families shattered by tragedy and the secrets that have been waiting decades to be revealed. On the day of Alex Salter's 50th birthday party, his wife Charlotte vanishes. Most of the small English village of Glenstead is at the party for hours before anyone realizes she is missing. While Alec brushes off her disappearance, their four children, especially 15-year-old Eddie, grow increasingly anxious as the cold winter hours become days and she doesn't return. Then Eddie and her friend Morgan find the body of Morgan's father and the Salters' neighbor, Duncan Ackerley, floating in the river. The police conclude that Duncan and Charlotte were having an affair before he killed her and committed suicide. 30 years later, Morgan Ackerley returns to Glenstead with his older brother to make a podcast based on their shared tragedy with the Salters. Alex, stricken with dementia, is entering an elderly care facility while Eddie helps put his affairs in order. But when the Ackerleys ask to interview the Salters, the entire town gets caught up in the unresolved cases. Allegations fly, secrets come to light, and a suspicious fire leads to a murder. With the podcast making national news, London sends Detective Inspector Maud O'Connor to Glenstead to take over the investigation. She will stop at nothing to uncover the truth as a new and terrifying picture of what really happened to Charlotte Salter and Duncan Ackerley emerges. Kyo's got the hiccups. He's okay, baby. Where Sleeping Girls Lie. A young adult contemporary mystery by Ferda Abike Ayimide. I apologize. It's like I keep stumbling into a dark room, searching for the switch to make things bright again. Sade Hussein is starting her third year of high school, this time at the prestigious Alfred Nobel Academy boarding school after being homeschooled. Misfortune has been a constant companion throughout her life, but even Sade doesn't expect her new roommate, Elizabeth, to disappear after Sade's first night, or for people to think she had something to do with it. With rumors swirling around her, Sade catches the attention of the girls collectively known as the Unholy Trinity, and they bring her into their fold. Between learning more about them, especially Persephone, who Sade is inexplicably drawn to, and playing catch-up in class, Sade already has so much on her plate. When it seems people don't care enough about what happened to Elizabeth, it's up to her and Elizabeth's best friend Baz to investigate. And then a student is found dead. As Sade and Baz keep trying to figure out what's going on, Sade realizes there's more to Alfred Nobel Academy and its students than she thought. Secrets lurk around every corner and beneath every surface, secrets that rival even her own. Under This Red Rock by Mindy McGuinness. This is also a young adult. Following a teen girl who is grappling with the death of her brother as she starts a new job in the caverns of Ohio. I'm out. Only to become the number one suspect in her co-worker's murder. Neely's monsters don't always follow her rules, so when the little girl under her bed, the man in her closet, and the disembodied voice that shadows her every move become louder, she knows she's in trouble. With a history of mental illness in her family and the suicide of her older brother heavy on her mind, Neely takes a job as a tour guide in the one place her monsters can't follow, the caverns. There she meets Mila. Mila is everything Neely isn't, beautiful, strong, and confident. As the two become closer, Neely's innocent crush grows into something more. When a midnight staff party exposes Neely to drugs, she follows Mila's lead, only to have her hallucinations escalate. But Mila is found brutally murdered in the caverns, Neely has to admit that her memories of that night are vague at best. With her monsters now out in the open and her grip on reality slipping, Neely must figure out who killed Mila and face the possibility it might have been her. And that's young adult? That's rather dark for a young adult. Of course, they think pain is love, so I wouldn't I wouldn't be a young adult. Well, I would if you paid me a whole lot of money, but it'd have to be a lot of money. The best way to bury your husband. This is fiction. Alexia Casale is the author. A dark comedy about four women coming together to heal the damage their husbands have done and hide their bodies once they've killed them. When Sally kills her husband with a cast iron skillet, she's more fearful of losing her kids than of disposing of a fresh corpse. That just wouldn't be fair, not after 20 years of marriage to a truly terrible man. But Sally isn't the only woman in town reaching the brink. Soon, Sally finds herself leading an extremely unusual self-help group, and among them there are four bodies to hide. Can they all figure out the perfect way to bury their husbands and get away with it? First to join is former nurse Ruth, who met her husband as a single mom. Now her son is grown and her husband's violence builds by the day until attack on the stairs leads to a fatal accident for him. A few doors down, Samira's last straw comes when she discovers her husband is planning a campaign of violence against her eldest daughter, who has just come out. Janie, Sally's best friend, has just had her first child at 42. Sleep-deprived Janie needs a hero to slay the monster in the fairy tales she whispers to her daughter each night. And as her husband's violence escalates, it might just be her. Together, fueled by righteous anger but tempered by a moral core, the four women must help each other work out a plan to get rid of their husbands for good. Along the way, Sally, Ruth, Samira, and Janie rediscover old joys and embark on new passions in work, education, and life. And murder. Friendship and laughter really are the best medicine, and so is getting away with murder. Okay. I once attended a seminar at a mystery book convention. This was, oh gosh, 20, probably 25 years ago. And it was a seminar from a woman who was on a national task force to either help find missing bodies or it was somehow involved forensically. I can't remember now. It's been a long time. But she was talking about like some of the best ways to do that job of hiding bodies. And one of the things that stuck out in my mind was that go uphill. If you are in a position of, most people take the easy way out and go downhill to bury. You should go uphill. It's harder, but people don't usually look uphill. I don't think that would be my cup of tea. Probably not. You'd have to be in a really dark humor. I think I'll stick with cozies. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of cozies, let's jump back in. We'll end on a lighter note because that was it. Let's double check the date. We're good. Death by the Thames by Anita Davison. This is fourth in the Flora Maguire mysteries. Flora Maguire's life is perfect. A beautiful home in Belgravia, teeming with servants, a loving husband, and new baby Arthur to enjoy. But when she's invited to tour St. Philomena's Children's Hospital in a deprived area near London's new built Tower Bridge, she is shocked. because there she uncovers a scandal with a dark heart. Poor children are going missing from the hospital. The police seem either unable or unwilling to investigate, so Flora teams up with the indomitable matron of the hospital, Alice Finch, to try to get to the bottom of it. Soon Flora is immersed in the seedy, dangerous underbelly of criminal London, and time is running out to save the children. Will they get to them in time, or was their fate decided the day they were born? Oh, dang it, this was previously published. How dare they? This one intrigues me. Back. And it's the back here, too. Why is there no front cover? International wine consultant Sarah McKee comes home from an extended business trip to discover her elderly friend Landon Harris has died unexpectedly, but before he passed away, he called her numerous times and sent a letter begging her to undertake a quest for a daughter he never knew he had. The fate of his winery is at stake, a winery that is the cornerstone of Sonoma Valley. Sarah, ever the pragmatist, grapples with the request. After all, her friend is dead, but her suspicions are aroused when she starts asking questions. Landon's son, Jean Paul, warns her to quit interfering. Landon's loyal assistant is fired, and an inquest reveals the chilling truth. Landon's demise was not from natural causes. As Sarah delves deeper into the case, she uncovers a web of deceit, greed, and a centuries old wrong. But with the time running out, can she locate the missing heir before everything Landon Harris loved is lost forever? I don't know. We can't see the front of you. Strange Winds. A Ravenwing's Irish Murder Mystery. Very timely. Book 1 by T.E. Harkins. Find Audrey Murphy. She'll know what to do. Those were my mama's final words to me, a cryptic message that led me from the beaches of Florida to a quaint coastal village in the south of Ireland, all to track down a woman I've never heard of who supposedly has answers to questions I never even knew I had. But as I sit outside the crumbling ruins of an ancient castle, working up the courage to go to Audrey's house, I see something. Or at least I think I do. Out of the mist, a woman dressed in white materializes. She seems to need my help. Then as quickly as she appeared, she vanishes like a ghost. Maybe my grief-stricken mind was just playing tricks on me. Or maybe not. Before long, the little village is buzzing with news of a brutal murder, and as the only witness to the crime, I find myself squarely in the killer's crosshairs, which means I'll have to get to the truth of what happened, or the next obituary in the local paper could be my own. All right, that is all we have time for. We did get to. Oh, don't be a commercial. It's being a commercial. Um, we did have some time to do some cozy, so that's nice. The certain one still sounds a bit. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna be checking that one out. I left that tab up because that one is interesting to me too. I can't find Murder by the Thames anywhere. Oh, you did find it. Okay. Is there a like front cover? Weird. All righty. Well, that is all that we can do today on this. Tomorrow we'll be looking at romances. Tonight we do have sprints at 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. I always do try to start a little bit earlier now that the weather is better and I can get home a little bit more quickly after work and walk Keo. Um, Other than that, I don't think there's anything else. Hope to see you tonight. Tell friends. We can always use more company being alone together, doing what we love, which is books. Hope you have a very good Tuesday. Be safe, be happy, read good books. And if you're not reading a good book, it's okay to set it aside. It's just not the right time. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Om nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.